guys, I'm Sarah and this is my first YouTube video ever, and so I thought that I would make this a book review because I like to read books a lot and I like to talk about them, and I thought that it'd be fun to share my opinion on books with everyone, as in everyone in the world who can see these videos. So I thought I would start with a book I read like a month ago. It's the most recent book I've completed, so because I've been reading really scattered books and I haven't finished any except for this one, so I thought I would start by giving you a review and kind of just talking about this book in general. So this book is The Catcher in the Rye, because I like my classic books, and I've never read this one, so I thought why not, because I'd heard so much about it. Okay, so I'll give you guys like a quick rundown of the book. So the book deals with the protagonist. His name is Holden Caulfield. He's a boy, and he goes to a private prep school in Pennsylvania. And, well, the story centers around that and him wanting to grow up, but also that those ideas of growing up and just kind of the conflict someone reaches when they get into that teenage area of their life where you're just kind of struggling to know who you are and you just want to grow up, but you also don't know how you'd fit in society. Kind of that issue in life when you're growing up and you're trying to really find yourself, but you might be confused. It's kind of, the book deals with that kind of topic. I personally thought it was I was going to say good, but that's not true. To be honest, this is one of the few books I actually didn't like. I actually really didn't like it. How do I put this? I like J.D. Salinger's way of writing, I just didn't like the main character. And I think that also though, it means that he's a good writer, because I felt like Holden was so real that I felt like if I had met him, I would really not like him. It was really cool how he did that, but and there's a really strong, he's a really strong personality, Holden, and he says all these annoying words. He repeats himself a lot, and I think that's something that bothered me, because he like the way it's written, it's like he's talking, and so I didn't like that. Normally there's always a narrator who says stuff like in the third person, at least in most of the books I've read. So dealing with a first-person narrator really bothered me, actually. I'm just not used to that. I think this book kind of gave me it kind of introduced me to that kind of writing, but I don't like it. So, oh wow, that's my lamp. I'm sorry, that's really bright. I'll move that for you guys. Okay, sorry, it can't move any further, so there's gonna be like a sun. Sorry about that. Anyway, superficially, I love the cover. There's that. I saw this as a book clutch on Etsy. I thought that was the coolest thing. Back in all seriousness, I do see why this is a classic. It really exposes what society was like in the 50s. It really gives you a good idea of what living in that time was like. And I really like that. In my U.S. history class last year, we talked about how in the 50s everyone was very conserved and it was very restrained. And then in the 60s, when everything exploded and was really colorful and hippie, well, in this book, it really explains that idea of being constrained in your place, in your niche. I say niche. I've heard like 3 different ways of saying that word. Niche, which is how I say it. Niche, and I think it was like niche. Niche. I'm gonna say niche. Well, anyway, I really like that because Holden, he indirectly kind of shows you what it was like at that time. So I do like that part, and so I'm probably gonna include some spoilers now, because I'm gonna talk about the rest of it and what I thought about it. So if you haven't read the book and now you're kind of interested in it, or you just don't want me to spoil it for you anyway, even if you're not gonna read it, then I would probably click away now. Okay, I think you already clicked away now. So, spoiler alert, I'm just gonna say, I thought it was hilarious when he goes to that hotel in New York and he and he talks to a pimp, the pimp in the elevator. I thought that was really funny, but I kind of felt like that was random. Sometimes Holden would say stuff that I thought was just kind of pointless. Like he would just be like that the phonies, and he would look in the when he said phonies. After a while, I began to cringe in the book. Towards the end, I began to cringe, but then I realized later that his sister Phoebe was definitely my favorite character, and that just goes to show you how much I didn't like Holden, because I mean, he shows up and he's just kind of, I'm not even sure how to say it. He's just he doesn't like hypocrites, but even he's a hypocrite. There's just a lot of things that I reacted to, and I guess that is good. That's what authors want in the end. But I just there were just parts that I just felt like weren't needed, but at the same time, all of those elements put together in this book are what made it so popular now. So I think the ending, though, was what really kind of got me to not like this book. Besides Holden's annoying personality, I just didn't like that at the end. It's just very open-ended. I was just wondering, I knew he was going to leave the rehabilitation center, I guess, where he was staying. I know he's going to leave because at the beginning he said DB was going to come see him, right? And then he didn't know if he was going to go on the Jaguar. Or he was talking about the Jaguar and stuff that his brother had, but I just didn't know if he was saying, I'm willing to grow up now, I'm over it, or if he was just saying, I feel better now, but at the same time I'm still in the middle about where I want to go in life. I think his plan for the future, I wish it had been resolved. That was what I was waiting for the whole book. I was just like, are you gonna move to Connecticut randomly, or like California and become like a farmer, or are you gonna try to conform to everyone else and move with the herd? I wish they had told me just really straightforward. I wish they had just told me he's gonna do this, or I mean, since it's first person, I wish he had been like, I'm gonna go here, but he didn't. So that kind of just kept me like. So at the end of this book, I was just like, done with you. But since it is a classic, and I'm a fan of classic literature, I do acknowledge that it deserves its place on most, like, when you look at Goodreads.com, whenever you look up classic literature, this always pops up, and so I do acknowledge that it does deserve to be there. It definitely does, and I reacted to it, which means that I must have enjoyed some parts of the book and strongly disliked it so much that it made me fling it across my room a few times. So in that sense, it was definitely good. So, well, that concludes my first kind of rant. Even though I said this was going to be a review, I'm kind of ranting about it. And since I did say it was going to be a review, I should definitely give it a rating. I don't say rating. So out of 5 stars, I would give it a 3. I'd give it a 3. Because I'm not going to be... It was very in the middle for me. I feel like you either like this book or you don't. I feel like there is a gray area, but a very small one. There are books that I've hated. No, not hated. There are books that I've really thought were dumb, way dumber than this, and there are books that I've loved so much more than this. So it doesn't deserve to be a 5, but it definitely does not deserve anywhere near a 1. It is definitely very in the middle for me. I probably wouldn't read it again. That's just me. But then again, I always say stuff like that, and then a few months later, I'll read this again. I believe in reading books again. I do recommend it though, because to anyone who likes classic literature, you're definitely gonna like this one. It definitely does explain. You definitely get a really good feel of what society was like I said before. And so, if someone had recommended this to me, I would definitely read it. I had been thinking about this book for a few months because like I said before, I go on Goodreads sometimes. I don't have an account, but I like go on and I look at like lists of like popular books or what books I should read if I like whatever genre. And since I like classic lit, like this popped up, so I will definitely recommend it to you guys. So yeah. Well, I hope you guys liked my video. I really hope that you guys liked it, seriously. If you made it to the end of the video, congrats. I'm so happy I didn't bore you to death with my incessant repetitions. I do repeat myself a lot, sorry. Yeah, well, that's it. I will see you guys soon, and I will try to find another book for you guys to listen to me rant about. If you have any requests, please comment down below. I'd love to hear it. Love to hear them. And yeah, make sure to like this video, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!